Greg Newsome out at that event talked just about the whole relationship between Odell Beckham Jr. and Baker Mayfield, and was it a distraction last year? Here's Greg Newsome.
I think it was a little bit of a distraction, but like I said, at the end of the day, those off the field matters has nothing to do with us. Like, we have to find a way and do our job. So I don't think it really affected too much, because at the end of the day, you wouldn't be able to know that there was anything wrong within our locker room. Like, we all gelled, we all still perfectly fine with each other, so you wouldn't be able to tell from an outside perspective. We just still came in every single day, did our job, and that's what we're here to do, is play football. So
but when you say it was a distraction, what did you see in their relationship that made it a distraction?
I don't think I seen the change in their relationship. Like I said, I think if you were to come to the locker room, you would think they're best friends still. And I think they're still really good friends. Obviously, some things on the field just didn't work out. That's how life is. Everyone has had friends where they don't agree on certain things, and that doesn't, separate their friendship or anything. They just didn't click.
And, Mac, when you hear that, that's last year with the Odell and Baker situation. Now you got another locker room distraction with the whole Deshaun Watson thing.
Well, and that's where I think that, again, you have these different, tests for the locker room especially. And like you mentioned, they've already kind of gone through something, where they have to deal with, obviously, the questions constantly coming over and over and over again regarding the Odell and Baker Mayfield situation. You saw that come, obviously before, the Odell trade request, clearly afterward, and that was still ongoing especially. But getting an understanding for, what they've kind of understood, and especially, how they handled that off the field issue. I think that's going to be interesting and definitely a valuable experience, because again, not only do you have the Deshaun Watson, scandal that you're still dealing with, but you also still have the Baker Mayfield situation still looming, still on the roster, could, be with the team during training camp, who knows? But, again, I think that it's a situation where, these guys can learn from experience, whether it be good or bad, on the field and off the field. So, it's a situation where they can go ahead and possibly take some previous experience and put that towards this season, and especially going into this year where there's a lot of questions and a lot of storylines.
Yeah, and HBO's Hard Knocks probably looked at the Browns and said, man, there's too many storylines. We can't handle that in one season.